Tech Up Checkup podcast with the Girl Tech Innov8rs. I'm Lori Boyer.
And I'm Julia Hilburn. Woo! Can't even say my name this morning.
You're just excited because it's May.
It is. It's gonna be May. All right. Well, thank you for joining us as we wrap up this year and share some exciting updates with all of you to close out the 23-24 school year and kick off your summer break.
Absolutely. And just a reminder, this will be our last episode for the 23-24 school year, as we also take the summer off and will return to recording back in August.
Woo! So let's get right to it. We have a lot to cover.
We sure do.
So first, I think that we should start with the MIE Expert application process and how it is now open.
That's super exciting news. It makes my heart happy. So yes, the MIE Expert nomination window opened and will close on June 17th.
That is not a lot of time at all.
No. And it's like end of year. So there's like 10 million things that you gotta, kind of wrap up before the end of the school year. This is one of them.
Yes. So don't drag your feet is what we're saying, because there's not a lot of time for you to submit your application with everything else that is going on in our education worlds right now with wrapping up the year. So we want to make sure that you have all the information that you need and that you get this done sooner rather than later.
Absolutely. Julie and I were absolutely happy to help you with your application in any way. If you're applying for MIE Expert status, we can provide you with insights on, kind of what's new this year. There's been an additional course and different things that have been added versus, prior years, and how you could go about submitting your answers. We're really good thought partners.
Yes. So as Lori mentioned, there's a new course that you have to take. So there are 4 learning paths that are required this year to be completed and learn before you apply.
Absolutely. So first, it's the Microsoft Educator Academy. You also have to master Microsoft Teams for any learning environment. The 21st Century Learning Design is a huge one. That's essentially one of the bigger ones.
Yes.
You want to make sure to tackle that first, because there's a lot of learning throughout that, and it's very applicable to your classroom. And AI for educators. That's the new one that's been added.
I really enjoyed that one, so I feel like you will too when you go through it.
Absolutely.
Your application will ask you questions on how you use the Microsoft tools every day and how you help others to do the same. So make sure that you're preparing to showcase your innovative use of our St. Lucie Public Schools Microsoft tools when you're developing the answers for those questions.
Yeah, and definitely put those specific use cases, right? Like, this is how I leverage it on my school campus, or this is what I did in my district to elevate, Microsoft applications. We want to know your personal story with it, which is really, the best part. So good luck to anyone who is applying this year. If you are applying and you haven't worked alongside us this year to prep you, then please let us know, because we'd love to, be on the lookout for your names, any additional experts in our district, and we can add you to our group for future communication and collaboration.
Yes, so good luck to everyone, as Lori said, and we're looking forward to seeing your name come across in just a couple months.
Yes, absolutely. All right, so let's next move on to Summer Summit.
Woohoo! I cannot believe it's that time.
I can't either. I just feel like, all of a sudden now June's going to be here.
Yes, and since we're not airing any episodes in June or July, we are going to share everything that we know as of today with all of you on upcoming learning opportunities throughout the district. So first up is Summer Summit. That's the very first one that comes across, and it is for St. Lucie Public Schools teachers, and you can attend a full day either on June 3rd for elementary or June 4th for secondary of professional learning sessions of your choice.
And you know what the best part is?
Tell
you
me.
get paid to do it.
You do. You
Make
do
it
get
rain.
paid.
Make it rain.
Yes, which is super exciting because obviously not every single professional learning opportunity has a stipend attached. So it's exciting that if you attend this one right after the school year ends, you do get a little extra cash in your pocket.
And you know what's nice about that too? It kind of sets your thinking for next year. So when you really are relaxing and you have some extra brain space after you've reflected on this year and want to start getting excited about the next year, you have some of those ideas and exposure to different applications and different resources across content areas that you could learn at Summer Summit. So definitely take advantage of it if you're available on those days.
I think it's a great time too because your brain totally hasn't shut off for summer. Like if it's like midsummer, you're like, oh, I just can't even think about waking up out of my bed and going. somewhere we have to learn something today versus like you're kind of still in it because it's only like the first couple days out of school. So that's exciting.
Exactly.
So the registration for Summer Summit is now open, and the website where you can register is where you can pick and choose those sessions that you wish to attend. So Lori, do you want to tell them about the exciting new sessions that the Girl Tech Innov8rs are doing?
Of course I do. So we're super excited to have a session on navigating AI, or artificial intelligence. So yes, we're super excited to share with educators the overarching umbrella of AI. It's obviously, all the buzz at this point in time, and there's so much discussion around it and learning to be had. But we also want to talk about some of the really important pillars that make it what it is. So that does include things like what I find to be a very important part is understanding responsible use of AI. So we will be touching on all of that, as well as prompting and how to effectively leverage it. We've been participating, Julie and I, in a lot of different learning opportunities around this topic, and we're excited to share with you how you could use it essentially as a thought partner to streamline your functioning and your work.
I am really excited. We are pulling together so many different paths for AI, and just being able to kind of like break this barrier and get it out there is really exciting to me.
Agree. I feel like it's kind of like the tip of the iceberg, and there's so much more, for us to expand upon as, the 2024-25 school year comes into play. So definitely sign up for that one with the Girl Tech Innov8rs.
Absolutely. We do know that the sessions are capped, so you need to be sure to register today to save your spot. I feel like I'm just not throwing this number out there, but there may be like over 250 people already registered. So we want to make sure that if you are wanting to attend on either of those days, that you save your spot. And then we are also running some additional sessions. So we are doing, the Girl Tech Innov8rs are doing a session together on AI, but then Lori's also holding her own sessions.
Yep, so I'm excited to put on my crown and be the Canva queen, as I have sessions on both like brand new users to Canva and advanced users. So, as we all know, there's a million different ways you could go at Canva, a million different things you could do. We want to make sure the teachers understand the basics as well as advanced stuff, so that they can then empower their students to leverage it in their classroom and engage them in their learning.
I'm excited for that one, and I'm also excited that I am running a OneNote class notebook section and a reading progress in Microsoft Teams. So I'm super excited for all of mine. I know I've said that over and over, but the OneNote class notebook, if you are not using OneNote with your students, this session, and not just because it's mine, is going to be totally mind-blowing for you. It is that digital notebook that you need and that your students need, and I will walk you through by the time you leave my session, you will have your notebook created for next year. So you may not know your students, you may not know exactly what you want in there, but you will have the outline ready, the template ready to go, and you can keep working on it throughout the summer, and it'll be ready for when you have all of that information, and then year to year you can roll it. So,
and you know what I love about that too?
Tell me.
It could literally be at your fingertips. That's what I love about OneNote as well.
Absolutely. I use it for everything. I use it in my personal life. I use it for work. I use it when I'm out with teachers. I use it for absolutely everything. So, like I said, if you're not using it, or you're using it but you're not using the class notebook part with your students, then this is a session that you are going to want to attend.
Absolutely. And just to add on to that, there are a bunch of other EdTech session offerings. So we have everything from Excel to Loop, Canvas, Discovery Ed, Nearpod, and more. So definitely, take a moment, go through. You have the flexibility of making your own agenda, based on what it is that piques your interest. So check that out.
Yep, we hope to see you on June 3rd or June 4th.
Awesome. So speaking of summer and learning, let's put it together for summer learning regarding Canva. So now we're going to talk about our standalone summer offerings. This is not part of the summer summit sessions on the 3rd and the 4th.
Yep, and we are extremely excited to share that we have heard you. We know that you've been asking, and when I say you, it is all of our non-instructional peeps.
Woo! Woo!
You know where my heart lies with you guys, and we are happy to announce that we are offering an in-person session for non-instructional staff on Canva.
And this is awesome. You did hear Julia right. Okay, this is for non-instructional staff, and it's going to be offered towards the end of June at the district office for any non-instructional role that wants to learn more about Canva. Now, sometimes the needs for Canva are different, whether you're an administrator or you're a classroom teacher or you're non-instructional. So we'll focus on things such as like creating newsletters, back to school flyers, other back to school resources, certificates, things to get you up and running in the most successful way to kick off the 24-25 school year. So that'll be end of June timeframe.
Yes, and it's here at the district office. It is in Frontline, and it is also in the brand new PL catalog that is going out. So you want to make sure that you register. Once again, that will have a cap on it as well, just due to size and accommodations. So you want to make sure that you sign up. If it's not for you and you know of a school clerk or a school secretary, a para, any of those roles that could really benefit from learning Canva, please send them our way. Let them know about this. Say, hey, I heard about this Canva training that the Girl Tech Innov8rs are offering. I really think that you would benefit from this. They may not know what Canva is, and you're going to introduce this to them, and it is going to be life-changing.
100%.
Or they do know what it is, but they have no idea how to get started using it, and maybe your principal's asking them to create, certificates. Those are made throughout the whole school year, and those usually fall on our non-instructional staff members, but yet they don't know how to do it, or they're stuck in Microsoft Publisher from 1995. So we really want to, get them up to date, and if that is you, we are happy to have you. We cannot wait for this. So like I said, share it out.
We recently did something like this with non-instructional ESE staff, and
Yes.
I think my favorite part to it was like their oohs and ahs, like, ooh, wait, I could do this, oh my goodness. And everyone had different, levels of expertise. Some had dabbled in it a little bit, some it was brand new to them, but yet they all genuinely left there with being empowered to utilize it in their everyday activities. So I think that you'll find a lot of value in attending.
Yes, we also have some fun little things that we show you that are beneficial, but they're also like just fun personal things that you can use. So we're excited for the whole session.
Absolutely. So let's talk real quick. It is the end of the school year that's coming up. So as we start to wrap it up, we like to take this time to think about how we can leverage some applications that we have, such as like Nearpod, right? So how can we use that for reflection and some end of the year activities? So the first one that we're going to share with you is called Memory Wheel.
Ooh.
So when you use the Memory Wheel template, this is part of the Draw It features. With Draw It, students can respond with drawings, text, or images, which is really cool because it helps them to personalize what it is that they have on the screen. So you could use the Memory Wheel template, and each student can jot down 6 to 8, really poignant memories from the past school year. When using that Draw It tool, they could add words, they could add illustrations, they can make their own list and make it very special to them. You can also, as the teacher, provide prompts if you wanted them to focus specifically on events or student activities or specific learning that they had. It's a good end of the year wrap up in that way too, kind of brain dumping, units of knowledge that they're learning throughout the year, which is another great thing. So a memory wheel is a really great, fun way to kind of reflect and think about what transpired over the year, and just get excited as you're doing that end of year wrap up.
Absolutely.
So another one that we like to share for reflection is called 3-word summary. So I'm sure I've shared this before in the past, but I'm a huge fan of the Collaborate board in Nearpod.
Me
right?
too.
And I feel like little nuggets of enhancements always just keep happening to it to make it even more lovely.
Absolutely.
Every time. Mm-hmm. So you can use Nearpod's Collaborate board to give each student 3 descriptive words to summarize their past school year. So you could ask them to explain their word choice, to draw out specific memories, and essentially what you could do is you could create columns to make different categories and have students submit their responses using text, images, videos, or GIFs. So it's a really great way to have that comprehensive view and give voice to every student in the class. And then I think it's kind of neat too because there's buy-in and community that comes from that, because they can like each other's responses and just show that they read it, they agree with it, and it's a great way to reflect on the school year.
I love that one too.
Mm-hmm.
Another fun option is you can go on a virtual reality field trip.
Yes.
So at the end of the year, you can poll your class to see where they would like to go. And then you can take them on a field trip together using VR inside of Nearpod. With this, you can create a choice board for students, and you can ask them to share some of their great learnings on this VR field trip. So what are they doing on this trip, right? So for example, and I did this years ago, but you could take your class. I saw this in a third grade classroom. Lori, this is when we used to do the Dell model classrooms. Right.
That was so fun.
It was really fun. And we were walking around, and I went to a third grade classroom, and she had them on a field trip to downtown Phoenix, Arizona. These are third graders. And they were exploring downtown Phoenix, Arizona, and they were looking for how many different shapes they could find throughout the city. And then they were kind of making these diagrams of all the things that they found and all the shapes and how many sides the shapes had. And it was just really, really neat because it was something different. And some of those children had never even been outside of our city, let alone downtown Phoenix, Arizona. So to be able to kind of see what other places looked like and to walk around and explore in this virtual reality was just really mind-blowing for them. And it was mind-blowing for me being a bystander watching it happen.
Completely agree. I got to see a really cool one as well in a kindergarten classroom when they're focusing on community, and they were learning about like first responders and different roles within their community. And it was great because they were able to take a virtual field trip. They even pretended like they were getting excited and going on the school bus and whatnot. And they were able to compare and contrast different fire departments throughout the U.S. and the world, actually. So they had ones from Europe, from California, from Florida, from the Northeast. And it was just a really neat opportunity to literally physically be there, without having to travel.
I love that.
Mm-hmm. Another really great part of those virtual reality field trips is that it's great for high school students too. So think about that. They do have, their access, during the first half of summer. And so they could take a tour of college and university campuses as well. So they have a whole VR category for just college and university tours. So that's a great way to get them involved and get them thinking about their future.
I love it. All right, guys, we're wrapping up just the end of this episode, and we're going to talk about August and pre-service week professional learning opportunities.
Okay, time out, Julia.
I know.
We just flew through summer, and now we're back to school again, right?
It's like the things you don't talk about in the same sentence, but we have to get it out there, right?
It is important. So, we're going to let you know about that pre-service week, and what is essentially happening. That's August 6th through 8th for teachers.
Yes. So we don't have too much to share at this point of unique sessions, but we do know that we are going to be providing those professional learning opportunities from August 6th through the 8th once we return for all of our teachers. Mm-hmm. And we want to know what you want to learn. So what ed tech professional learn opportunities do you want to see during this time?
So with that being said, you can email us or send us a quick Teams chat and tell us what we can provide that you really think would be beneficial to start off your year.
Yep.
So that might be part of the pre-service week. That might be some, quick offerings that we offer throughout the fall timeframe, whatever it might be. And if you're not at St. Lucie Public Schools, send us an email anyways. Give us some ideas of what your school does for ed tech learning as start of your school year, or what your team offers. We'd love to know, and we'd love to share.
Yep, and I just popped the contact information on the screen, so you can send us a message on Instagram. If you don't want to email us, that's fine.
Yep.
Or on Twitter, same. But the problem is that we have all of these grand ideas and topics that we want to share, but we don't have enough time. So does anyone else feel that struggle, right? Like you have all of these things in your head and you're like, oh my gosh, it would be so great if we could get this in our teachers' hands, or if we could do this, or we could share this in our non-instructional staff, and it just goes on. And there's never enough time to get it all in. So we want to hear from you. We want to hear what others are doing or what you want to know most. So
100%.
Yes.
So as always, we thank you so much for listening to the Girl Tech Innov8rs and the Tech Up Checkup podcast. Definitely have a relaxing, wonderful summer break. Summer break.
Don't take us backwards.
Nope. Enjoy every second of it. We hope it's relaxing. Hope you enjoy some travel, some, just vegging out to Netflix on the couch, Netflix and chill. And if you do enjoy our podcast, please share with a friend.
Awesome. We will see you guys in August.
Bye.